everyone, hope you all are fine and enjoying your days. Besides enjoyment, we should improve our knowledge and we should get some information also, isn't it? So today's topic is tuberculosis and pregnancy. Some important information, important points which should be considered in case of patient with tuberculosis, in case of pregnancy. If you want to start treatment of tuberculosis in a pregnant patient, you must know these points. So let's start, friends. Are you worried or are you stressed? Are you thoughtful that whether I should start anti-tubercular treatment in this pregnant patient? There is no need to worry. I am telling you what to do. You can start on anti-tubercular treatment if a pregnant patient is diagnosed as sputum smear positive pulmonary tuberculosis for the first time. You can start with first-line drugs, isoniazid, rifampicin, ethambutol and pyrazinamide. Though there are not that many studies regarding safety of pyrazinamide in case of pregnancy, but still these four drugs can be used in case of pregnancy. And if the patient is sputum smear negative pulmonary tuberculosis, then also you can start with these drugs. If you don't start on treatment in a pregnant patient, then there are few negative points, like patient will spread the infection in the community, in the family members. Patient can even infect the baby also, and patient herself will be sick, more sick, and there is more morbidity and mortality. So we have to start on treatment. See, treating tuberculosis in a pregnant patient is less hazardous than leaving it untreated. Remember this. And if a pregnant patient is having tuberculosis, there are chances of miscarriage, underweight baby, and chances of congenital tuberculosis. Like the baby can have tuberculosis since birth. I mean, this baby will get the infection from the womb itself. Before birth itself, the baby will be having this infection. So a patient must be treated. Any pregnant patient, just don't worry, start on treatment. Now the second point is, if a pregnant woman having tuberculosis has come to you and asking for advice regarding termination of pregnancy, sometimes some patients are worried that I'm taking some medicines, so whether my baby will be affected, so I should terminate the pregnancy. In that case, you have to advise the patient. So, see, if the patient is diagnosed for the first time and patient is taking first-line drugs like rifampicin, pyrazinamide, and ethambutol, in that case, no need of termination. You just reassure the patient, you just counsel the patient and patient family member that there is no need of termination of pregnancy. Patient can continue with the pregnancy. But yes, if the patient is having labs of tuberculosis, patient is having multi-drug resistant tuberculosis, in that case we have to start on reserve drugs. Those reserve drugs, mostly they have fetal toxicity, they are teratogenic. In that case, we have to tell the patient and patient family member, we have to inform that regarding the adverse effect of those reserve drugs, and the rest depends on the patient, whether she wants to continue with the treatment and pregnancy side by side, and whether she wants to terminate the pregnancy. I think it's better to terminate the pregnancy if the patient is taking reserve drugs. Now the third point is breastfeeding. After delivery, patient has to breastfeed the baby because newborn gets all the nutrition from breastfeeding. Now, if the patient is having sputum positive pulmonary tuberculosis, then also patient can breastfeed the baby. Just patient needs to wear the mask, and a patient can cover the baby with a small cloth during breastfeeding. And the minimal medicine drugs which crosses the barrier and which comes into milk, it's not at all toxic to the baby. So patient on treatment can breastfeed the baby, except fluoroquinolones like ciprofloxacin and ofloxacin type of drugs. These are toxic to babies. So if the patient is taking these drugs, then the mother should not breastfeed the baby. And the last point is, if the mother is taking rifampicin in the drugs of tuberculosis, in that case the newborn should receive injection vitamin K at birth. That is very necessary. That's all, friends. This is a very important information regarding treatment of tuberculosis in pregnancy. Thank you for watching this video and stay healthy.